This year I had a milestone birthday and an extra long weekend to spare, so we booked a flight to Ireland and planned a road trip. We had 4 full days on the ground, which isn't a lot of time to see an entire country, but we gave it our best shot and did wind up fitting in a lot. Here's a look back at the birthday I'll always remember. Right-hand turn into the left-hand lane.
First one of the trip. If I could do this whole trip on a one-way road, it would be good.
Okay, first things first. I need to address the issue of driving in Ireland, and there are 2 unique aspects to it. The first is driving on the left, which was different for us since we live in Canada and drive on the right. The car rental agencies do their best to make this easy for you by leaving these visual cues in the car to help you out. And it is something that you soon become accustomed to. The second, and probably more challenging part, is navigating the narrow country roads. They're fine when you're on your own, but when you drive through a village with other traffic or parked cars, it can be a bit tricky. Yikes. It's pretty narrow.
18, nothing yet.
I know.
As far as I'm told.
I know. It's gonna get a lot worse.
I hope so.
You're okay. You're okay. Oh, you're close, you're close, you're close. Some roads are little more than a single lane wide, which leads to a game of chicken when you come face to face with oncoming traffic, and someone needs to reverse their way out of there.
Dude, you got an SUV?
He's backing up.
There just to watch all the accidents.
I guess. The best advice we can give is to rent the smallest car possible. We chose a Volkswagen Golf, and to make sure to buy the extra insurance, which, thankfully, we never needed. Okay, let's get on with the road trip. We landed in Dublin and immediately left the city, heading west. Most of the drive to Galway is on the motorway if you're trying to be efficient, and it isn't terribly scenic, but all of that was about to change. In 2.5 hours, we were pulling into Galway on a stereotypically rainy Thursday afternoon. Cool.
Galway, baby.
I'm so excited. We checked into our hotel and then went out to explore. Galway dates back almost 1,000 years, and we headed straight for the Latin Quarter, a part of town characterized by medieval architecture and cobblestone streets. There are tons of shops, restaurants, and pubs in the area, making it fun to wander. Normally, I'm a big proponent of not doing any souvenir shopping early on in a trip, but in this case, there were 2 things I wanted to bring home from Ireland, and I wanted to get them both from Galway. First up was a claddagh ring. I used to have one of these when I was in high school, but it's gone missing over the years, and where better to buy a replacement than at Thomas Dillon, who are the oldest jewelers in Ireland and the original makers of the claddagh ring. That big knuckle that does me in.
I know, yeah.
I don't know what size.
But so many people have that problem.
Yeah?
You know.
Okay, that feels better. Their teeny tiny shop even includes a museum in the back. I've already been to Thomas Dillon. I bought myself my claddagh ring. Got that taken care of first thing. And now we're gonna go have something to eat and drink. The Dale. Chad just got his first Guinness. Are you gonna like it?
Ever.
You've had it before, haven't you?
I've like tasted them before. Probably like.
You've never ordered your own, though? Is that what you're saying?
I've never ordered a Guinness. So your first gulp should take you down to right there. I don't want to do that my very first taste time. You're supposed to drink down.
You're supposed to split the G?
Split the G. Cheers.
You didn't come anywhere close to splitting the G.
Now I know.
How do you like it, though?
Next time I'll have to go like 4 down.
How do you like it?
I don't hate it.
I'm not gonna like this, but you have to try one when you're here, right? So. It's not terrible.
No.
I still wouldn't order one on my own though. But
your bangers look good.
these two.
We both got the same. This is Irish.
Bangers and mash. The other thing that I wanted to buy was an authentic Aran sweater. It'll be months before the weather is cool enough that I can wear it at home, but I'm already looking forward to it.
How's it fit? Spin around.
Thank you very much. It was getting late in the day and the buskers were out in full force on Quay Street. Live music was also starting up in the pubs, so we began to make the rounds. We stuck our heads in the door everywhere we heard music until we found a place that had both musicians we were interested in listening to, as well as a place to sit, because most places were packed. We lasted a couple of hours before the jet lag caught up to us and we called it a night. 10 o'clock and it's still light out?
Yeah.
Nice.
Still light out.
But I'm tired. The next day was Friday, May 30th, my 50th birthday and the reason we were in Ireland in the first place. It was about to be a birthday to remember. Just that castle over there. That's all.
Dungar.
Leaving Galway, we spotted our first impressive ruin, Dungora Castle. The route we were on makes up part of the Wild Atlantic Way, a 1,600-mile-long scenic drive along the west coast of Ireland. It's full of spectacular coastline, castles and prehistoric sites, charming villages, and bucolic countryside. Our main destination was the Cliffs of Moher, which is probably Ireland's most iconic stretch of coastline. The cliffs run for 14 kilometers and there are paths along the entire stretch, although most of those paths are currently closed for upgrades. Luckily, the main cliff access and visitor center, which is uniquely built into the nearby hillside, is at the cliff's most scenic lookout point. Yep, that's them, all right. Of course, it would be just our luck that the weather improved as soon as we left the cliffs, or maybe that's just a perpetually rainy part of the country. But in no time at all, we were back to blue skies as we drove further south. The trip included a ferry crossing on the Shannon estuary that took us from County Clare to County Kerry and eliminated the need to detour all the way around the peninsula. We heard there were even dolphins in the water here, although we weren't lucky enough to see them. To get to Dingle, which was our pit stop at the end of the day, we then had to cross the Dingle Peninsula, which meant driving the Connor Pass. It's one of the highest mountain passes in Ireland, with a steep drop-off to the valley below.
It's Connor Pass we go.
I guess.
Gotta get past Connor Pass if we want to get to Dingle. It's the only way there.
All right, there's this one car coming through.
There it is, right there.
Okay.
There's nobody coming right now. Want to make a run for it?
Make a run for it. Yeesh.
The faster you go, the quicker you get to the end without anyone else coming.
Yeah, I see there's a stalemate between those three cars.
They're all going down.
Yeah, do it.
Burn rubber.
Get in line.
Eat my dust liver lips. See around this corner?
No, I can't see around this corner. Are you kidding me?
Last quarter stretch.
You gotta be able to make it now.
Now we're toast.
You gotta be able to make it now.
Someone's going.
made it.
Let's look at.
Yeah, let's stop here just for a second, see what it is.
That B&B sign right there was the original one, the place we booked.
Oh yeah. We got into Dingle late in the afternoon. It's a cute little seaside town full of colorful buildings and the usual sights along the waterfront. We took a quick walk around to get our bearings and then we headed for dinner. Seafood, what else? At the Fish Box. For dessert, we tried Dingle's own Murphy's ice cream, which carries local flavors like Irish brown bread and chocolate whiskey. The Dingle gin ice cream was divine. And then, of course, it was time to hit some pubs. We started the night at Dick Mac's, which has been called the most iconic Irish pub in Kerry. It started as a leather shop, and you can still have a belt made here while you grab a drink. However, there was no live music happening, so we decided to try our luck elsewhere. That led us to the Dingle pub, which certainly aims to look like the most Irish of Irish pubs, and it did in fact have live music while we were there. Stephen Gleeson Music was playing, and they were a talented duo, but it still wasn't really the atmosphere we were going for. So we left and we made one more stop for the night at Paddy Bond Brosnan's. This place didn't look like much from the outside, and it looked like even less from the inside, but the entertainment, who was just a single guy playing guitar and singing in the corner, was fantastic. The crowd was into it, the singer was actually very entertaining, and this is where we finished the night. When all was said and done, it really was a perfect birthday. In the morning, we left Dingle bright and early. Our plan for the day was to drive a loop around the Dingle Peninsula, and the first stop of the day was at Hold a Baby Lamb. Feeding time was at 9 a.m. and we did not want to be late. Nobody was around when we arrived, so we spent some time exploring the beehive huts and other ruins that date back 1,400 years. The farmer who lives there conveniently uses the huts to store his lawnmower and bicycles now. Very cool. This one's a little bit wider, easier to get through. That one's very skinny.
You want to compete with me this morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all the time.
Oh. Hey guys! That's so cute. There you go. How's it going, Chad? They're very aggressive. We thought this place would be flooded with visitors, but we were the only ones there, and the farmer had us help with bottle feeding every one of his lambs. I smelled like a sheep for the rest of the day, but it was well worth it. We continued on down the road, and around every corner there was a better view than the last. Now that's a road trip. Here you go. This specific stretch of coastline was my favorite view of the entire trip. There was just something about the wild cliffs, the isolation, and the stone ruins, all washed in that beautiful morning light that left an impression. Gotta go catch up to Chad. He's coming back for me. He's coming back for me. What a nice guy. Many of these cottages were abandoned in the 1840s during the Great Famine. I could imagine living a quiet life here as a content old hermit, and I'm not the only one who gets that feeling from this landscape, because apparently the producers of the Star Wars franchise felt the exact same way. Dunmore Head. Enter if you dare. That's why they filmed several key scenes here, including the ones with a retired Luke Skywalker sequestered on a nearby island. We climbed up the side of the cliff and followed the track until we reached the end with a view of Dunmore Head. It was totally worth the hike. We continued along Sleehead Drive to Duncan Pier. We only made it partway down the pier before we turned back as a storm rolled in. We didn't make it back to the car in time.
I didn't think it was going to come in that fast that we would be soaked without being able to get back to our car.
Well, again, this is why you don't do your hair in Ireland, because if it's not getting wind blown, then you get caught in a sudden shower and it makes a mess of it anyway. So, look at this. This is so cute. Little stone cottages, stone walls, sheep fields. What's not to love? Within a few minutes, we were back in the sun. This was another really beautiful stretch of coastline. It's called Clogger Head, and here you can see Sybil Head, Clogger Beach, the Three Sisters, and the Sleeping Giant all in one view. So it's a church? I think so. A church from the Beehive times? We made another stop at the Gallarus Oratory, a stone chapel that dates back to the 12th century and is known as the best preserved early Christian church in Ireland. And another fun stop, which was not quite so ancient, but still old. Now we were off the Dingle Peninsula and making our way further south. We passed some more castle ruins and the absolutely massive beach known somewhat ironically as Inch Beach. When the tide is low, visitors drive right out into the sand, and there are warnings posted everywhere about what time the tide will come back in. We drove through more cute and colorful towns and along some roads that had both mountain views and coastal views. We were now following the Ring of Kerry, which gets a ton of press as a top-tier scenic drive in Ireland.
I'm sure what it's going to give us.
Yeah. Ring of Kerry is more popular than Ring of Dingle, but Ring of Dingle was very impressive. Doesn't feel like it could be beat. We stopped again at the Kerry Cliffs and got out of the car to do a bit more hiking. These cliffs are much higher than the Cliffs of Moher, but don't get nearly as much attention. The wind was really blowing here and actually made it dangerous enough that several of the cliff tops were closed due to the risk of being blown over the edge. It's like a wind tunnel. Like, it's so much windier than it is right here. Did you get it?
Yeah, good one.
Good. Before stopping for the day, we followed the winding coastal road a bit further south. We stopped at another lookout to the Skellig Islands, then ventured further south to Ballinskellig's Bay, a beautiful beach area with castle and abbey ruins along the waterfront. We spent the night in the charming little seaside resort town of Waterville. This is our hotel in Waterville. We have this massive suite, which seems wrong somehow. But we also have the most amazing view in all of Waterville, I think. This is really nice. In the morning, we finished the rest of the Ring of Kerry drive with more coastal and mountain views. Ooh, it's got a place with a bat on it.
In 250 meters, turn left.
The scenery got more impressive as we headed into Killarney National Park. Hey, sheeps. Hey, sheeps. Yep. Hey, sheep. We got a black sheep. Hey, sheepies. A long-wooled one. We just got to Ladies View, but it's pretty foggy, so we'll see if there's any view at all or if it's just going to be a bust. There's a view.
Ladies view.
That's actually really nice. You can see it. Oh, you said you can't even see it. That's too bad. Ladies only. I'd say that's actually very attractive. I can understand the appeal for these ladies. See, this is all I want is a castle in the Irish countryside on a lake. Is that too much to ask? Come on, muckrosses, can't they do any better than that?
You don't like this place?
No, not at all. Would never want to live here. I do love all the, I don't know if these are azaleas or rhododendrons, but we cannot grow those at home. There's the Abbey. Muckross Abbey. Here is the famous cross in the Abbey. As we pulled into the town of Killarney, we ran into the biggest snafu of the entire trip when we found ourselves smack in the middle of Bike Fest, Ireland's largest motorcycle festival. What's going on?
Stop, no parking.
It looks like there's going to be a parade.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's going to be like a parade of bikes going by. Bikers, 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 bikers. This might be the downfall of the road trip plan. It's encountering the bikers parade and getting stuck in the middle of it. We did eventually make it out of there, but not before losing a big chunk of time. Putting a little bit of a damper in our plans. Still waiting. Still trying to get through Killarney and still blocked by thousands and thousands of bikes. The big reveal for Ross Castle. It must be said, right? What? That is a castle. That is much more of a castle than any castle we've seen so far.
It's got the turret.
Exactly. You need a turret for it to be a castle. You can't just have a square. It's got to have like a little bit of like the jaggedy edges on the top. We had a couple more historic sites to visit in the Irish countryside. Just outside of Killarney, we stopped to visit Ross Castle. And then, just off the motorway that took us back to Dublin, we stopped in Cashel to visit the Rock of Cashel, which sits high on a hilltop overlooking the surrounding plain. I had seen a picture of this where it's like a big green field with
I think there's a cemetery.
the other side or something.
Down to a cemetery for a view back up.
It just doesn't feel how I expected it to. I thought I was going to be on this giant plain, like in the middle of nowhere. Regardless of whether the Rock of Cashel looks how you expected it to or not, it is a super impressive fortress and religious site, though contrary to popular belief, it is not a castle. Whoa. Oh my god, that's so cool. This is me attempting to eat a scone with jam and cream in the car because we're in a rush and we got to get back to Dublin. We've got a Book of Kells experience ticket for 6:30. It is currently almost 2:30 and the drive is a couple of hours. We have to drop the car off at the rental place at the airport, get into town, get to the Book of Kells. So, scone to go, cream, jam. Let's do this. We finished the drive back to Dublin and made our way down to Temple Bar. We had one last night to explore Dublin, and we were determined to see as much as possible. We had enough time for a walk along the River Liffey before we made our way to Trinity College, which is home to the Book of Kells. The book itself was pretty impressive given how old it is and how elaborately it's decorated, but I think we were even more impressed by the long room library. It was a bank holiday weekend in Ireland and the weather was gorgeous, and the streets were packed with people. Buskers were out and about, and St. Stephen's Green was full of picnickers and people gathered to watch the sunset. It was the perfect festive night to finish our trip, so we got something to eat, the proper accompaniment to a night at the pub, so we're told.
What are you eating? It's a spice bag. The biggest thing in Ireland. You have to have a spice bag. Usually after you were done drinking. And we're having ours before though. And then we're gonna drink. My first taste of the French fry. It is an amazing flavor. No, it is really good.
And then we finished our night in the pubs of Temple Bar. The next morning, we were sad to be leaving. This bird's eye view was a beautiful last look at the Emerald Isle. Would it have been wonderful to have more time for our trip? For sure, but we saw and did a lot with the time that we had available. We're super glad that we finally made it to Ireland, and it's on our list of places to come back to again someday.